Okay, I think we are live now. Hi Raj, how are you doing?
Hey Aditya, nice to see you. I'm doing good.
Okay, great. Hi everyone, this is Aditya Sharma. We are again here for another live project. Before we get started, let's make sure that our connections are perfect, loud and clear. If you can let us know in the chat box that you can hear us loud and clear, you can see us absolutely fine. That would be very helpful. In the meantime, I will double check on my end as well. So please give me a minute. But you can certainly start letting us know. So start commenting, and I'm going to our LinkedIn channel first. And let me see events. Okay. Okay, we are live on LinkedIn. That's perfect. Okay, and I can see a lot of people live on LinkedIn. Let me go to YouTube. On YouTube.
We are live on YouTube.
We're live on YouTube. Okay, perfect. So we are good at both places. Okay, guys. So you can start. Let's. Okay. We have Olivia saying, "I can see and hear you." Thank you so much, Olivia. Alexander, I can hear you and see you. Thanks, Alexander. Sonu, waiting to know winners of the previous session. Sonu, you must have received an email. Otherwise, you can let us know which project you are referring to, and we can let you know about the winners. But like guys, let's get started. Why don't we get started with a quick introduction of our location? So I'm currently based out of Miami, Florida. Raj, where are you located?
I'm located in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, and how about you?
Uh, Hi everyone, I'm located in Toronto, in Canada right now.
Okay, so guys, I'm entering my location in the chat box for everyone, and you can start adding your current location. Also, feel free to invite people from your network to join this live event. Okay, so we have Nihar dialing in from Texas, Dallas, Texas. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can get comments here.
I can see now Michigan, Houston, North Carolina.
Okay. Olivia, I studied in Duke at Duke University in Durham, North Carolina. So, are you in Durham or anywhere close by? Okay, New Jersey, Seattle, Mumbai, New Jersey, South Africa. Welcome, Isabella. Pune, Chicago. Okay, Raleigh, New York, Mumbai, and Gujarat. Okay, Indiana, Montreal. Okay, so we have people from many locations. And guys, please take a moment to quickly share this event on your feed. If you can quickly hit the like button, that would be great. We want this to reach to more and more people. The more people we have, the better competition we'll be able to have at the end. Naima from Sweden. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. And Shubhankar from Dublin. Shubhankar, are you from Dublin, Ireland, or Dublin, California?
Maryland, Ashwin from.
Perfect. Okay, great. I think so. Let's get started. Not get started, but let's move to the next section, guys. So those who are here for the first time, let me give you a quick context of why we are here. So uh, in the last 1 year or so, we have realized that a lot of people struggle to land their full-time job. They struggle to land interview calls. When they land interview calls, they find it difficult to crack it, right? And we realize that a major reason behind that is not having hands-on work experience. Employers need people who can join them and start delivering results in the first few weeks. That's why there is much more preference to hire experienced talent or people who have some hands-on work experience. If you're an entry level transitioning to a new career in data science or software engineering, or you're coming back to work after some time, one of the best ways for you to stand out, to get some interview opportunities, to crack interview opportunities, is to get some hands-on work experience on industry projects. And that's where we started this projects platform, where people from industry like Raj, so we collaborated with many people who come share their expertise on what problems they are solving, and we try to create projects with them on those lines so that you can get the latest industry experience. And that's where we started this solving these projects live for the last 1 year or so, and we've been getting a lot of traction. So in the next 7 days, our objective will be that we help you start on a project right from scratch, and we help you during this time so that uh, you can get your questions answered, and at the end of 1 week you learn something, you gain some hands-on work experience that you can add to your resume or to your LinkedIn profile. You can also talk about it in your interview processes as well. Okay. And in this process, again, I have Raj, who also joined us in one of the previous live events. So Raj is again here with us, will be mentoring you, guiding you on this particular project. Okay. So thank you so much, Raj. With me, I also have my colleague, Dr. Amit Lal. So myself and Dr. Amit Lal will be helping you with all the functional things, operational processes related to this project. Okay. Okay, guys. So before we move on to project introduction, introducing to you to Raj, why don't you quickly tell us what job role you're targeting? We always want to make sure that we have right crowd for the project that we are doing. So if you can quickly let us know that either you are targeting data analyst, data scientist, software engineer, whatever that is, right? If there are people from other sectors, we'll be more than happy to come up with projects for those job roles as well. Okay. So quickly let us know, and then we will get started. We have got a good crowd on LinkedIn. Okay, cool. And guys, if you've reposted this event, please comment that reposted or I have reposted. Okay, that's the also the criteria. I'll also let you know. I'll also tell you like how you winners will be featured on Times Square, New York. So one of the criteria is that you should repost this event on your LinkedIn profile or on your YouTube. So please make sure to let us know that. Okay, let's see. So we've got data scientist, data analyst, research analyst, financial analyst. Raj, I would love to discuss a little bit about like different titles that exist for data analyst, data scientist job roles right today, because a lot of times, it's just the game of title, and where we literally skip like some of the important roles, right? So if you can put some
Absolutely.
light on that, that would be very helpful.
Mhm.
Okay, we have Ramya, data analyst, business analyst. Okay, Raj, Christie's for data scientist analyst. Uh, Pashtukuliti says data domain in Azure platform. Thank you so much, Sonu, for reposting it. Guys, everyone else, if please repost the event and comment that you have reposted. That would be very, very helpful. Okay. Okay. So most of the people are either in the data analyst or data scientist category. So we are, I think, all good. Few people in the business analyst role as well. Okay. Okay, awesome. So, guys, let's get started on this particular project. So, in the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll quickly introduce ourselves. We'll introduce High Counselor as well, so that you get to know which company you're working with, a little bit about our platform, and we'll also introduce project. And at the end, we'll answer any questions you may have related to this particular project. So, stay with us until the end, so that you can note down all the important aspects and get started on this project. Okay. So let's get started with our guest introduction. Raj, again, thank you so much for taking your time for this live session. Let me share my screen, uh, and I mean, I haven't asked our current crowd, but in my experience, most of the time we get about 75% new crowd, 25% repeated crowd. So some people may know you, but I think majority people have no idea about your background. So we'll go again for your introduction. Okay, let me share my screen, and you should be able to see it now. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Hi, everyone. This is Raj Prabhakar. Good to see you all joining this platform. Amazing project here. So, a little bit about me. Grew up back in India, did my undergrad in electronics and communications, worked there for a couple of years, then moved abroad for higher education. I have my master's in robotics from Carnegie Mellon University here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Plymouth University in United Kingdom, UK. It's in England. So that's kind of my academic background. I worked in robotics industry prior to moving into my current role at ServiceLink. I had the data science team here, and I have data scientists, data analysts work in the team. We do a lot of AI projects, a lot of focus in natural language processing, computer vision related projects. Um, Currently, director of data science, and we are in the mortgage services industry. So that's a brief about me. If there are more questions, we can get into different aspects. But
Mhm.
I would like to attribute most of my success to projects. A lot of projects. I have worked on many projects. So that's why when Aditya reached out, I was like excited about this platform and able to help others work on projects. So you're in a good place and start working on projects. That's what shows you the real world applications and tell the employers that we are ready to you're readily employable.
Mhm. Raj, you mentioned about, I mean, in our initial conversation, you always mentioned, right, that you focus specifically on your project, especially when you're in college, right? Would you mind like jumping a little bit more detail into what type of projects that you focused on, right? And then what type of project probably are now very relevant?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So I've been working on projects from a very long time. Since my 11th grade, I've been working on projects. I started working on electronics automation projects. Then during my undergrad, I started building a lot of robots. I've been to over 50 competitions during my undergrad, won 30 robotics competitions at various levels, international, national levels, competitions like IIDs and NIT, BITS, a couple of other universities as well. So with all that, I was able to land a job because of my project at my first employer, National Instruments, who was mostly hiring only from NITs and IITs. So that was a big, I would say, um, deal because I went from a not so well-known university or school in Bangalore to work for an who was hiring only from IITs. And if anything, it was all because of the projects and the competitions I won. I also won one of their competitions there, so they gave me a chance to interview, and then it's the interview process that got me into the company. And from there, I thought, okay, I should go into robotics because I had so much robotics projects and experience. Applied for a bunch of universities, got admitted to my dream university, Carnegie Mellon, and most of the courses abroad that I did at both Plymouth University and Carnegie Mellon were heavily project based. So it was all about how do you actually implement the project and show that you understood the concept. It's easy to mug up and write answers, but the big difference was you had to now implement it and show that it's working. So I did projects related to computer vision, NLP. I worked on AI, ML projects. That's kind of how I gained a lot of AI, ML experience during my college, and then I worked at a robotics company. Then started building AI products for ServiceLink.
Mhm.
That's been my journey.
Okay. And Raj, you mentioned that you you do not come from like either NIT or IIT back in India. Still, you managed to get into Carnegie Mellon, right?
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. So, like, although like most of the people they may not be very much interested in this, but I think some people who are like outside of the US, they may plan to do like MS. What factors do you think like how you made the application? What was your GRE score that you were able to get into Carnegie Mellon?
Sure. Yeah. I don't think I got into Carnegie Mellon based on my GRE score. I was
Okay.
not a big fan of exams. I don't recommend that to others. I was so deeply involved in projects that I focused more on the projects rather than preparing for exams and giving entrance exams. I was not that interested in giving and preparing for exams. So I didn't get a great GRE score. That would get me into Carnegie Mellon in general. But I was able to do so many projects. Like I said, during my undergrad, I went all over the country in India and participated in a lot of robotics competitions. I had a lot of practical experience. That practical experience combined with my industry experience at National Instruments, I was the go-to person for robotics and a lot of computer vision applications at National Instruments. I had a lot of industry experience with respect to automation. Uh, that's how I could like get into Carnegie Mellon, and I did apply through the regular channels, but um, I was just hoping that my resume should be viewed. So write your statement of purpose, see if you can reach out to some professors to get your resume in front of them. First of all, you need to have good resume. But how do you define a good resume, right? So you have the qualification, you have um, good projects that shows that you know how to apply these things practically, and that kind of got me this position at Carnegie Mellon. They also had a collaboration with Plymouth University, so I spent 1 year uh, at Plymouth University in UK, and then moved to Carnegie Mellon for the second year.
Okay. We'll jump into a lot more questions, Raj, and I think people would be way more interested in that, right? So once we introduce the project, and then we'll come back to you with a few more questions. Okay. Cool. So that was Raj. Let Dr. Amit and myself also give our introductions, and then we'll jump into project details. So Amit sir, I'm sharing my screen. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hi everyone. This is Dr. Amit. I'm head of business operations at High Counselor. So I did my bachelor's into computer science. After that, I did my management program into marketing and human resources. I did my PhD program in marketing research. I was an alumni of Research Summer School at IMA. I started my career from corporate sector where I worked with companies like Wipro, Reliance, and ICICI Bank. Later on, moved to teaching. I've worked as a professor for more than 10 years. I have a YouTube channel with more than 100K following, so you can also follow me with the same name.
Okay. Regarding my background, guys, did my BTech from NIT Jalandhar back in India, so almost 10 years ago, 12 years ago now. Then came to US in 2015 for my master's at Duke University. It's in Durham, North Carolina. After graduating from Duke, I started my career at PwC in Chicago, worked there for a year as a tech consultant, moved to Deloitte Consulting in San Francisco, worked there for about 3 years, and in 2020, I decided to leave my job from Deloitte and start this company called High Counselor, where our objective was to help people land job in top tech companies. And this journey started with my co-founder, Rani Haroon. He is MBA from Kellogg School and spent almost 15 years in management consulting. And the journey that started with just 3 candidates back in 2020, we have helped more than 600 plus candidates land a full-time job in the US. And in this process, we have raised about $2 million from VCs in Silicon Valley, education tech, and entrepreneurs, and some of the companies like Deloitte, Wipro, State Farm Insurance. So that's our journey, and I would be more than happy to give you a quick overview of High Counselor, why we started it. So the reason myself and my co-founder left our job because when I worked with Deloitte, I was part of the recruitment team, and I used to visit a lot of universities, and I found that a lot of entry level candidates, they struggle to land a job, and they struggle to land even interview calls. And there are three major reasons behind that. The first one is people lack hands-on work experience, because of which we are here today. The second is people do not know how to get the interview calls. That's why some people don't even get interview opportunities for months. And some, when they land interview opportunities, they are not prepared for it. Okay, so imagine if you get 1 or 2 interview opportunities and you fail in those as well. Okay, so to solve these three challenges, we started High Counselor, and our objective was to build a 360-degree career accelerator. So we are not a staffing company, we are not a consultancy. We help you end to end with your job search in the United States. So we help you with your interview preparation that deals with upskilling, helping you connect with industry professionals for one-on-one mock interviews and preparation. We help you gain some work experience through internships and projects. So one of the projects we'll be doing today with everyone. Uh, Also, we help you with your LinkedIn fix and your resume optimization. And once you're ready to crack interviews, we help you match to the right jobs. We help you with your job applications. We help you get referrals through email networking as well. So, this is how we help a candidate end to end with their job search in the United States. There are only two roles that we focus right now. The first one is software engineering. So if somebody is looking for a front end, back end, or full stack developer role, we are a perfect fit for this person. Second is data science. So if you're looking for a data analyst, data scientist, AI, ML, generative AI roles, we should be able to help you out. We work on success based payment. That means there is no upfront payment, absolutely $0. You apply to High Counselor. If we like your profile, if we like your application, we accept you, and then there will be $0 upfront payment. You only pay once you land a job, and that too in monthly installments. We have two plans with us right now. One is a starter package where the price is $10,000. The advanced one is $15,000. Again, it is absolutely $0 upfront, nothing until you land a job and you get your first paycheck. The first week of our program is absolutely free. So if you want to join, you can join, give it a try for a week, and then you can decide whether you want to continue or not. The difference between starter and advanced package is that basically in advanced package, we provide you more access to our job application team. They do all the jobs for you. We provide you more one-on-one session with the industry experts, unlimited access to projects. We provide you our email networking tool that helps you get referral. In case you need a remote internship opportunity, we help you with that. We give priority to you in our job fair events. And also, if you get layoff, we provide you a security over there. To learn more about both of the starter and advanced package, and to learn more about our program, you can simply go to our website, which is highcounselor.com. Let me show it to you really quick. So you can simply go to our website, highcounselor.com, and click on this button called apply to upcoming cohort. And right on this page, if you want to learn more about our program, simply click on this sign up for our info session. And we do info session, a live info session every Wednesday. So you can come there and our team member will be able to answer any questions you may have. Also, if you're ready to apply, you can simply click on the start application button, fill out this application. It will take you about 5 minutes. Within 48 hours, we'll get back to you with a decision whether we can accept you or not. If we accept you in our program, the platform will be absolutely free for you, or the entire program will be absolutely free for you until you land a job. Okay. So that's about us. Also, if you want to learn a little bit about our success stories, you can simply go to our website, highcounselor.com/review, and you'll find a lot of stories where people joined us and they landed a job in the US. Okay, let's come to our today's project. So by the way, guys, so this is our High Counselor is our flagship program for the US candidates only. Today's project is about helping you gain some hands-on work experience. Okay, and that's where we will go to our projects platform. So when you go to High Counselor, right at the top there is a projects platform where we have built about 120 plus different projects in software engineering and data science, and we'll do one project here with all of you. And this project is free for everyone. All of you can join this project, complete it. We'll provide you support for the next 1 week. We'll also give you certification at the end of 1 week. Okay, so this platform is open for anyone and everyone across the world, and this project for this particular week is absolutely free. Okay, so let's jump into project introduction. Raj, would you over to you? Please provide an overview of the project and the platform.
Sure. Okay, so this project that we'll be working on is going to be a place where it's more for the recruiters or hiring managers, right? So there are hundreds and thousands of resumes coming in. How do you use AI to identify the resumes or the resumes that you are interested in? This kind of goes in that direction, but this techniques can be applied to a lot of natural language processing projects in general. And there is an element of GenAI also here, like some of the fundamental stuff that's used in RAGs is also what we'll be discussing in today's project. So this is one of the advanced projects, not expected as a beginner for you to know. Could you just try this out and see how it works? Yes. for you to completely understand how it's working and things like that, you'll have to read up a lot. So there are some good links in the project as well here. If you don't understand certain concepts, go read or post and ask questions. We should be able to help you out. You guys hear my voice clearly? I saw someone mention that my audio wasn't.
Yeah. No, I can hear it loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. All right, so a couple of steps. Uh, High Counselor project, when you're doing it, the data is already given to you. You don't have to go look for data or parse the data. So there's data in CSV format. Just load it up. The resume is also stripped off personally identifiable information, address, phone numbers, names, etc., which is what you should do when you're working on projects like this, because you don't want to influence someone to or the model to pick someone with certain names or certain locations and things like that. So if location is important, keep it. Otherwise, you should get rid of names, phone numbers, and anything that could bias the model. We have to be very careful as people who build AI to be aware of what the data looks like and what data is passed to the model, and what data you're training it on. So it's important to mask these things or remove these things from your data set. With that,
Hmm. You can share your screen, Raj.
sure. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So how to navigate to this project? So you
One quick thing. I think you need to zoom in. I think you're using two different screens, right? You're using multiple screens, maybe. You need to
are you
zoom.
seeing are you seeing two screens or just one?
No, I'm seeing one, but it's like it's zoomed out. So probably you need to control and plus or command or plus to zoom in a little bit. Yes,
All right.
perfect, perfect, perfect.
Cool. So this is the landing page of iCounselor. When you go there, create an account, login. Then how do you find this project? You go into projects, click on view all projects, and this is in the advanced part of learn. So click on this, or you could also search by name. Um, and this is the project that we'll be working on this week. When you click on it, it'll open up a new tab. Are you able to see a new tab with a code now?
Yes.
All right, so if you're already a data scientist, you already know how we develop code. We mostly use Jupyter notebooks, a great way to learn coding or even implement data science projects, data analytics projects. Jupyter notebooks, if you haven't used them, start using them. They're a game changer. This is because you can write code and run each step and see the output and go and write the next piece of code. So it's very useful for data scientists that way. So yeah, this is the project page where you see the Jupyter notebook. Here you see the instructions on the left side, and you see the place where you can write code. So this is the place where you can write your code. So and we've broken down this into 5 tasks. You load the resume. You do load the Word2Vec. We'll come to what Word2Vec and word embeddings mean in a moment. Then the next step is to run this model on the Word2Vec and generate these vectors for each of these resumes. And then you do something called as cosine similarity. Basically, you're trying to see something that's similar to your star resume. Maybe you've gone through and picked out 1 or 2 or 5 resumes and say, I want resume similar to this. So that's what this is going to do. And you can pick the top 5 resumes that match with this, or top 10 resumes that match or that are similar to these resumes. And that's an easy way to say, okay, give me these kind of resumes instead of again defining I need this or that or a different kind of skill set, etc. So that's the overview of the project. Let's spend a few minutes talking about what what Word2Vec and word embedding means. Any questions so far?
Guys, you can start adding your questions so that Raj can take it, right? Or Raj, we can complete the introduction and then we'll start taking questions. But guys, feel free to start adding your questions in the comment box. Any question is fine, right? So there is no simple or tough question, right? So feel free to add anything where you need more clarification.
Okay, one question coming up is, where do I find the links of the resources?
Okay, the links to the resources are in here. In each task, you see the description of the task, and there are some links associated to help you either take the course or get to know more about the topics in the uh, that are related to the specific task. You could also post it in the Discord channel, ask for help to understand something, and obviously do your search. Google or even ChatGPT can help you understand some of these tasks. All right, moving on to this concept of Word2Vec. As you all know, machines process bits, right? So it's all digital. We don't use an unlog anymore. So it's all digital. It's zeros and ones. Now, abstracting that, machine learning algorithms that we write, either neuron or um, random forest or XGBoost, any of these are numerical in nature. They process numbers. They don't process text directly, right? So the process of converting these text that we are seeing in resumes into numbers is the process of word embeddings. There are different ways of doing it. The simplest way is to say, okay, if I see this word, I'm going to make one bit, or I'm going to flip one bit in the vector, or something like that. So it's called one hot encoding. That's the simplest way to convert um, um, text into numbers or numerical format. Now, the problem with that is, now in the vocabulary you have 25,000 words or 50,000 words. Now your vector is 50,000 numbers long or bits long. It's too complicated for any machine learning algorithm to pick out the details from it and learn from it. Now, certain words can be thrown away, like they don't add any additional information, um, which are called as stop words, or punctuations. Sometimes don't add much value. Sometimes punctuations makes all the difference. Um, and certain words that are synonymous, right? So we were talking about earlier different data roles, data analyst, business analyst, financial analyst. Maybe they mean the same, maybe they don't mean the same. How does a model understand what uh, or certain words are the same, certain words are not? A man, a boy, they all have some similarities. A man, uh, woman, they have they're all human beings, but they are different gender. Uh, that kind of things. How do you capture those relationships that we think? When you're thinking about something, we start to think in terms of, okay, if I talk about an animal, you immediately think about something most likely with four legs, right? And then you start refining as you give you more information. Like if I say it's a pet, you start thinking about it could be a dog or a cat, and things like that. So we have this inherent understanding, or we start imagining things in mind as you get more and more information. And once you see a picture or you see the pet, you have full information. Otherwise, you're relying on the description of the words to form that image. How does that happen in machine learning, right? So that's Word2Vec. Right, so there are our word embeddings. So what we do is uh, we go into a very high dimensional space. In this case, we're using a word vector of 100, meaning it's 100 dimensional space where we, as humans, we cannot perceive that. It's really hard. 3 dimensions, 2 dimensions is easy. 2 dimensions, anything that you write on paper is good. 3 dimensions, anything that you see in the space is good. Now, extrapolate this to 100 dimensions. It's really hard to comprehend. So let's not try to visualize it, but let's, for simplicity's sake, let's bring it down to 3 dimensions. Let's say there's a point here, and this point has three numbers associated with that vector, a 3 dimensional vector. Now that is, let's say, man. Now, if you say boy, there could be another point slightly off from that, but it's still close. When you say dog, it could be in this side of this three-dimensional space, and then dog could be close to all the other breeds. Like I have a beagle here, so a beagle could be associated with something very close to the dog in that locality, or chihuahua, right? Or when it's a cat, it might be in a similar region but slightly away from dogs, right? So that kind of mapping is done in these word embeddings and Word2Vec. What does this help us do? You don't have to have a lot of data to train these models because they already come with some understanding. Now, instead of us saying this is what do you say, a man's bicycle versus a boy's bicycle. Uh, Now the model, you don't have to train the model to say boy, man, or uh, something like that to uh, make it understand. Now it already understands all the synonyms or something similarities that are there within that. So that's the advantage. You don't have to give every single word, um, but it understands the context or the word meaning, not even the context yet. There are more advanced models that have come off after the Word2Vecs, word embeddings, but this stands as the foundation or the fundamentals for all of those models. Um, that's the Word2Vec. Now each of these words are converted into a vector of 100 dimensions, and what we are asking you to do, one of the ways to summarize this is to create another vector which is a mean of all these vectors. Now we are seeking a high. All of these words will have a 100-dimensional vector. Now when you uh, uh, take an average or mean of that, you would get another 100-dimensional vector. Now that is what we store for this particular resume. Now, in this step, you'd go and create all those vectors. So for each resume, you'd have one 100-dimensional vector. Now you pick a resume, or you upload another resume, and that you've selected in the past or that you've reviewed from the file, and you say, okay, these are the resumes that I want to find similar candidates for. You just upload that, get the 100-dimensional vector for that again, and then do something called as cosine similarity. Now this is nothing but it's the distance. Basically, it's like how far is this uh, vector from another vector, right? So if they're close, that's what you're looking for. You're saying, hey, I want something very close to the space because I know this is the kind of candidate I'm looking for. So give me similar ones. And that's what your cosine similarity does. So it gives you the distance between the vectors, and you say, then you can say, give me the top 5 and review. You will see that most of them will have very similar profile. It could be that they all have Python skills. It could be that they all have worked on similar project, certain keywords, and things like that. So this is one way of doing it. Obviously, there are many, many ways of doing these projects or solving this problem of helping recruiters and managers find the right candidates from a big pool of resumes they have. But this is one of the ways that you can do. Now, before I talk about a little bit of show you the direction to Gen AI or retrieval augmented generation, let's see if there are any questions on this, and I'll leave you with a pointer to how this is used in more advanced projects as well.
Uh, Patricia says, is it mandatory to fill out the application to access the project? No, Patricia. This project is absolutely independent. You don't need to. You can simply go to highcounselor.com, projects tab at the top. You can get started. Can we access this project for the lifetime? At least for this 1 week, Gopalini, as a free user, and then as a premium user, you can upgrade. We can talk about this once we end the project introduction. Yes, you can cover the rest of the things.
All right, so let me stop sharing. Okay, so we talked about Word2Vec and the word embeddings and generating a vector. Now, what we are seeing with Gen AI, I don't mean to scare you guys here, but if you're working on Gen AI projects, this is a good one because now you take these vectors and you store them in a database, and you basically chunk them. So you basically take the long text and chunk them into sentences, generate vectors or embeddings, and then you can store those embeddings in a database, and then you can calculate the cosine similarity to the questions that you're asking in Gen AI, and it's gonna give you those vectors. From that, you can get the text, pass that text as uh, along with a prompt by giving the context to Gen AI. It could be ChatGPT, it could be Claude, it could be any other LLM that you might have used. So you're giving the context, searching thousands of documents, and being able to give. So it's exactly the same process that you would do there in order to find the right context and pass it on to Gen AI, and the Gen AI would then be able to answer your questions based on that context. So this project kind of lays the foundation for all of that. So it's a great project. Without getting into Gen AI right now, this is still usable. This still provides a lot of information. But at the same time, I just wanted to give you that pointer to say, hey, this is kind of what is used in Gen AI or augmented generation. There are, of course, many techniques that are added on top of this to make it work. Instead of Word2Vec, now you can do Doc2Vec as well. Multiple sentences into vector. So that technology, how you convert these into these text into vectors, is this kind of forms the fundamentals, and then you can try on the other approaches of converting it. This one is converting each word, but with advanced techniques, you can convert a sentence into a vector, which will have much more clear understanding of meaning, uh, and then even the whole documents into vectors. That's kind of what I wanted to say here and give you that pointer so that you can go and explore more.
Absolutely. Perfect. So, guys, any question that you have regarding like how to access project, any details that Raj explained, feel free to ask your question in the chat box, and then we can go through them. Just to reiterate again, to clarify everyone, let me quickly share my screen and give you a quick walkthrough on how you can reach that particular point. Give me 1 second. Okay. So to get started, simply go to highcounselor.com. When you go there, there is a tab at the top called projects. Simply go to project platform or view all projects. You need to create a free account just as you sign up, right? So create a free candidate account, all right? And then here under learn category, under advanced, you'll find this project. The name is optimizing talent matching with Word2Vec in Python. You can also find this project by directly searching the name in the project name section over here. Okay, so you can simply search name, optimizing, and here's the project, and you'll reach this project. Now to get started on this project, simply click on the start button and you'll be taken to I'm not logged in, but you if you're once you create your free account, you'll be taken to your sandbox, and that's where you'll be able to code this entire project. Somebody asked, will they be able to have the access of the project for lifetime? So for our project platform, we have subscription fee, which is so two projects will be absolutely free. So if you're new to the platform, you will be able to do two projects absolutely free, and you'll be able to have access to those projects for lifetime absolutely free. If you've already done two projects and you're probably doing like third, fourth, or fifth project, then you have to take a monthly subscription fee. Monthly subscription fee for the project platform is $25 per month or $145 for 6 months. If you are currently in India, the pricing would be 999 INR per month or 4999 INR for 6 months. As Raj is our guest today, so we have a promo code called Raj20 to give you 20% discount on the project platform monthly subscription. And again, guys, this monthly subscription is for this project platform to access all 134 projects that you have. Uh, and this is open for everyone across the world. Okay, the pricing for users that are in India is different from those who are in US or who are paying in US dollars. Okay, and feel free to use this promo code. By the way, at the end of this 1 week, for the next 1 week, this project is absolutely free. At the end of this 1 week, whoever win this particular project will be featured on Times Square, New York. Okay. So you will be featured over there. Some of our previous winners are these. Let me show you really quick how it seems to appear on. So one of our previous projects participant was Syed, and he won uh, one of the events. So he was featured on Times Square, New York. He posted it on LinkedIn. Definitely, you can use it for your job search. You can talk about it in your interviews as well. Okay. As we said at the beginning, that we are going to provide you full support for the next 1 week to solve this particular project. So to ask any question in the next 1 week, we have a Discord channel. Okay, I'll share the link in chat box with everyone, but you can directly go to this Discord channel, join this Discord channel. There are already 4,400 members over there, and there is a subgroup called inside this Discord channel, which is called Live Project Q&A. You can go there and ask any questions that you may have. Okay, that's a lot of information. Now ask any question related to this project and we'll jump into that. Okay, and I'll quickly put a Discord channel link in chat box for everyone. Guys, make sure to join the Discord channel, because that is where we are going to take any question, any query that you may have. Okay, so I'm adding Discord channel for Q&A link and LinkedIn. I've added it. Okay, you should be able to see it on LinkedIn. I'm also adding it to our YouTube channel, and it should be okay. Let's take a few questions and then we'll ask a few questions from Raj, as we discussed at the beginning. So Joshua says, how do you win? Joshua, basically you need to, there are 4 parameters based on number of tasks you've completed, efficiency of your code. Amit sir, I think the time taken as well, number of reattempts, I guess.
Number of, yeah.
Number of reattempts and the number of people that you've invited to the community. Based on that, you will decide the winner. You'll be able to see a live leaderboard on the left hand side in your sandbox. Okay. Okay, cool. This is, we've taken how to access project. Please provide the link or the project name. Okay, let me add a project name on screen for everyone. So guys, simply go to highcounselor.com projects tab at the top. Okay, so highcounselor.com, there's a projects tab at the top, and the project name is optimizing talent matching with Word2Vec in Python. Okay. And again, if you have not joined the Discord community, please join it, because any such question we'll be answering over there. Okay. Okay, let's take a few more questions. And guys, if you have any question for Raj related to his career, right, how he landed into data science, what's his advice for you, or anything else, right, that you may want to ask, feel free to put that question as well. Okay. Raj, we have this question from Olivia.
Is it used to decipher resumes? Now, vectors are usually created so that the machine learning understands the words that are present in the resume. We're not it's not a code or anything to decipher, right? So it should be pretty easy. Instead of manually reviewing it, now you're let's say you have 10,000 resumes. It takes really long time. It's very taxing on my. Recently I was at CMU collecting hundreds of resumes for some of the positions that are come here. It was overwhelming. I was like completely drained by the end of the day, looking at hundreds of resumes coming into our hands every few minutes, right? So it's a lot of work. So some application like this could, a project like this could help you narrow down the candidates from the resume, but it has to be built carefully and ethically, because otherwise you'd miss out some of the candidates who might be qualified, and you're not looking at their resume because the AI was biased in certain way. So please do take care of the data when you're doing something like this, and you'll have to take responsibility for it. And with great power comes great responsibilities. Spider-Man's code. Same thing with AI and data science. With with this power, you have to take responsibility as well. So do it carefully. Vectors are just used to make the machine understand, or the machine learning, or the model understand the data, make decisions on the data.
Mhm. Guys, I'm adding Raj. Raj, is it okay if I add your LinkedIn profile link in comments so that people can
Sure,
follow you or probably connect with you? Okay.
absolutely.
Guys, again, for questions, definitely reach, like ask questions in Discord channel, anything related to this project. But if you want to connect with Raj, follow him on LinkedIn. I've added his LinkedIn profile link in the chat box. Let me also add it to the LinkedIn chat box as well. Okay, cool. So it's added at both places. Let's take another.
Shaunak says, can we download this Jupyter notebook from the platform, or we have to do this project directly on the High Council website? So you have to do this project on the High Council website only, because that's an integrated platform. You can do the project, complete your project, download your certificate. So you don't need to download anything, and that's what the purpose of this platform is also.
Yep.
Okay, another question is, do we need to have a strong background in math to understand Word2Vec?
Um, Not so much. If you are in the space of building embeddings or algorithms to build embeddings, yes, you need to understand math to do that. But if you just want to use it, the analogy that I was giving you, that should be good enough, because there are already pre-trained models that you can just download and use. Like one of them is Gensim. You can go online and get the pre-trained vectors for various domains, and you can just use them without having to retrain on any of the data. So that gets you a head start. So you can just do that. You don't. Just need to know what these Word2Vec does and how to use it. Um, you don't need a lot of math to be able to understand this. But if you are creating one from scratch, yes, that gets into a lot of details of how to implement and how to make it run fast and all that stuff. So that is that. Mainly, there are two ways of training these embedding models: skipcam and bag of words. Those are the two techniques used to build these vectors or train these models that can generate vectors for the text that you input.
Okay. Raj, I have one more question for you. So you mentioned you recently visited like Carnegie Mellon, right, to hire candidates, right? Uh,
Mhm.
and you said like you received like hundreds of resumes, right? I clearly remember when I was at Duke, we used to stand in a long line, right? And it's
Yeah.
1 minute and like give a resume and like walk away, right?
Yeah.
Out of those 100 resumes, you must have like shortlisted probably 5, 10, or 15, right?
Mhm.
Which resumes stood out to you, and what type of projects that when you saw those projects, you're like, okay, I'm gonna talk to this candidate. Like, can you be like very specific? Okay, I saw that particular project, right, or this particular skill set that stood out in the resume.
Sure. Yeah. So we were looking to hire data scientists and data engineers or ML engineers who could go and build and deploy projects in production. So there were some amazing courses that I saw on resumes of people, and when we interviewed, I got to know a little more about those courses. There were courses like Advanced NLP. That was really good because they started to learn and implement a smaller version of LLMs in the class. That was like amazing. And they obviously go into RAGs and LangChain and implementation and usage of GenAI. Really cool, advanced new stuff. I didn't see that in a lot of resumes, so that was really outstanding um, for like data scientists work. Coming to data engineering or ML engineers, there was another course that I saw on resumes, which was like um, machine learning in production. So apparently, the class project was such that they had to take this model. They didn't pay a lot of attention to training the model; it was more deployment. They take that, they use all the tools that we use in production today in corporate, and they had to deploy it in the server that was provided by CMU. And the professor was monitoring, bombarding it with a lot of queries, etc. Make sure so that grade was associated with the downtime. So if they had a lot of downtime, they would get a lower grade. If the system could boot back up and start serving again, they had good scores. So that was a really nice project that I kind of saw. Other than that, anything that's unique, like after seeing 10 projects of the same kind, or 100 projects of the same kind, I would just go no. If I see Titanic data set, I would definitely not look at that project or even consider that project to be a valid project for me anymore, because there are thousands and hundreds of thousands of people who've done that project. So you got to start doing something unique. Um, a unique project is always good, especially if you do like internships. You go and solve a real world problem. I know that's unique. That means there was not a lot of help from you online, or just units just didn't copy all the code from online and just run. Right. So do more unique projects. Uh, don't do the projects that have like 10,000 people who've already done that. And it's good for practice, but I don't want to see those on resumes.
Mhm. Okay. And also, like, what are the recent trends or tools? Because data science is evolving really, really fast, right?
Mhm.
Are there any trends or tools or any website that you would recommend people to like visit on a weekly basis or monthly basis to get up to dated, right? And probably showcase that in their resume or at least in their conversations.
Mhm. There is a website that I follow. They kind of collect all the research papers and bring everything together. So it's called Emergent Mind. Let me see. I don't know if I can paste it here. If you can
I
paste
can
that
add
link,
it.
that would be great.
I can add it. It's
Yeah.
Emergent Minds. So it's
Yes.
about like data science knowledge.
Yes. It's all. They have multiple things, but I follow it for data science and AI developments. So I spend a few minutes on a daily basis to just go and see what's trending. So they kind of bring everything together. What I like about it is that they already have like the paper summarized using AI, and then you would see if there are any YouTube videos posted related to that paper. You would see those YouTube videos. You would see number of discussions that's going on in X, number of discussions that's or number of commits to that project in GitHub. Those kinds of things. Based on that, you can kind of keep track of what's going on. Where is the world of AI moving? That's one thing that I recommend. Let's take a look at Emergent Mind, and then of course Hugging Face. If you are in Gen AI, that's uh, that's a place you want to be. Hugging Face has tons of models on a daily basis, benchmark, tons of models available for you to try it on. If you have a powerful machine, if you have the latest Macs or GPUs with NVIDIA graphic cards on your laptops or desktops, start trying local LLMs. That's kind of where the next thing that's going on is all of that is happening in the local as well. If you don't, just go start playing around with like ChatGPT, Claude, uh, Google's Gemma, and other models that are coming on a daily basis. Because if you don't use Gen AI at this point, you'll be left behind. So definitely start using it for your good.
Okay. Let's take this one first. Are we going to be broken into teams for this project or is it an individual project? So we started the high count like this these projects as a team project, guys. But what happened that what we encountered that not everyone stays motivated until the end, right? And then we encountered situation people like, oh, three of my team members are not working, right? And we got into a lot of operational challenges. So we decided, okay, let it be an individual project for now. So if you want, you can certainly connect with people like who are here on this chat right now. You can see their LinkedIn profiles. You can reach out to them. Feel free to do it if you want to do it, right? As a team, it's always good to discuss with people, but from our end, it will be an individual project.
Okay, Shaunak says, I don't have any experience with data scientist, but as a business analyst, during that role, I have done some data analyst project on SQL and Power BI. I am unable to land in data science job even though doing a grad course. I
Right.
don't have the minimum experience. Yeah, Raj, any take on that?
Yeah, the market is, as you know, it's a little down. Not many people are hiring at this point, so there is definitely a lot of competition, and also people's productivity is boosted because of all the Gen AI tools that are coming out. You can start using Copilot. You can do a lot more than Power BI is coming up with, like AI features. So a lot of people can do it. So there's definitely the competition that's going up in the market. So you got to definitely do a lot of projects that show that you can do. So 2 to 3 years experience. Not all companies are looking for that, but what companies are looking for is the readiness. right? So if you have done enough projects, you know how to deal with a project when you come into the company without a lot of handholding. That's kind of what the companies are looking for. So do relevant projects, go volunteer uh, to do certain projects for NGOs, or do projects with startups. Startups will be more willing to take someone with no experience or very little experience. Um, I don't know about the upgrade course that you took, but it depends on the project. So just theory will not help you. Show that you can do it, and you'll get a job. And you have to be really good because of all the Gen AI tools that are coming up. Everyone's becoming more and more, um, what do you say, productive. If you could solve a problem in a week last year or 2 years ago, now with Gen AI tools, you should be able to do that in half the time or so. Especially when it comes to like coding work, related work, and other things. So I would suggest do a lot of projects, understand, and you should be able to get into the companies. But if they have a 2 or 3 years limit, then obviously you can't apply because a lot of these resume screening tools would not even let your resume be seen. Go to meetups, go to career fairs, meet with a person or the hiring manager directly. That way, your chances of getting an interview is higher. Once you get an interview, it's all about your knowledge and your understanding and the projects that will help you.
Mhm. Okay. Raj, we talked about creating like different job titles, right, that people may encounter.
Yeah.
So, what are the common or like uh, possible job titles that you have seen apart from data analyst and data scientist?
Right. Sure. Yeah. So in our company, most of the data analysts are called business intelligence analyst or BI team. So every company calls it slightly different. There's no consensus yet because it's so new in the field. So some people might call some role data scientist, but if you go and look at the job description, it's a job description for data analyst. So things are changing. In ServiceLink, when we call data scientists, we don't look at just SQL skills or visualization skills. We are looking at core machine learning algorithms and be able to do train models, complex models, be always up to date on things that are going on in the space of AI. That's what we are looking at when we look at data scientists. So, in general, my understanding is data scientist is someone who can build models and deploy. If you have the skill set of taking it, understanding of how to deploy these models or write production level code and deploy it into the production, great. If not, that role is usually taken care of by machine learning or AI engineers who may or may not be very good at like modeling uh, or preparing the data for modeling and all that, but they're very good at deploying, scaling the models, making them robust, security aspects, the API aspects, the database communication aspects. Then there are data engineers who come into picture. Sometimes all of these can overlap too. Let's say you were a software engineer, you became a data scientist with a lot of projects and maybe a master's in data science. You could be in that data scientist, or you could also be a machine learning engineer or data engineer. Maybe because you had some work experience in the past doing ETLs and databases and all that stuff. So all of these are kind of overlapping, but depends on what you are very good at and what the company needs. These are the roles you should be targeting for. Business intelligence, data analyst, they're almost the same. Depends on the company again. Uh, Data analysts are slightly different. So the business analysts are slightly different in that they deal with a lot more with the business than to deal with the data. Uh, and then financial analysts are mainly for finance and a lot of stats and those kinds of things are handled by them. Um, if you're looking at a growth path, you can always start as a data analyst. You'll do SQL, Power BI, or Tableau, or visualization, Excel sheets, and generating reports and things like that. And then you add machine learning knowledge and modeling knowledge. You'll start scaling up. But now what I'm seeing is even data analysts are starting to have some machine learning experience and Python experience. There are a lot of in the past, a lot of data analysts didn't know Python or R. Now a lot of data analysts need to know that very well because then you can start taking in some simpler machine learning models, traditional machine learning models, and incorporate it into your reports. Reports no longer need to just look back, like how was my sales last month or last week. You can look forward now with you bringing in some machine learning forecasting elements into data analytics. And data scientists are more on more challenging projects, I would say. Advanced NLP, Gen AI, computer vision, reinforcement learning, those kinds of things.
This is very helpful. Guys, we have already reached the top of the hour, so we'll wrap up the session over here. Well, thank you so much, Raj, for all the information. There are a lot more questions that are over there. Or like I would like to ask like a lot more questions, but maybe sometime in the future.
Mhm.
For today, thank you so much. This was very, very helpful. And thank you so much, everyone, for taking out time on Saturday to join this live session. And we look forward to working with you on this project. Again, to reiterate, go to iCounselor.com, project tab at the top, search for the project name, or you go to Learn section, advanced category. You'll find the project over there. We'll monitor the project for the next 7 days. In the next 7 days, you can ask any question related to this particular project on our Discord channel. I've added Discord channel in comments box for everyone. Please join that. There are about 4,000 people over there. You'll see a lot of aspiring data scientists, a lot of professionals over there. And at the end of 1 week, whoever rank one on the leaderboard will be featured on Times Square, New York. And if you want to take the premium subscription, feel free to use code RAJ20 and stay up to date with us. We'll come up with more and more projects in the future. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Amit sir. Thanks, Raj. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
See you.
All the
Bye.
best. Bye.